One workout to rule them all. One workout to find them. One workout to bring them all together. And in the darkness bind them. Greetings, adventurers, and welcome to the Guild, where we help you be your best nerdy self. Today, I'd like to go over one of my favorite exercises, the Tiger Press. Also known as the Dive Bomber. It probably has another name, but Tiger Press and Dive Bomber are the only two that I know it by. Now, I'll go ahead and I'm going to preface this video by saying that there is no one exercise that you're going to be able to do that is going to replace every single exercise that you could do. However, if you happen to be a little short on time and you're looking to get the most bang for your buck, or you're looking for a calisthenics exercise that targets multiple areas of the body instead of just one or two, this is going to be the video for you. So the only real difference between a Tiger Press and a Dive Bomber is that whenever you're doing a Tiger Press, your fingers are open, and whenever you're doing a Dive Bomber, your hands are nice and flat on the floor. So one is you're up on your fingertips, the other one is your hands are nice and flat against the ground. The benefits of this exercise are that it hits almost every aspect of the body. It's going to hit your shoulders, your chest, it's even going to engage your core and your lower back, your upper back, it's going to engage your triceps and your biceps. It's an overall extremely functional exercise because all of the motions that are involved translate into real life. It's going to help in your ability to climb, your ability to push things overhead, and a slew of other really important benefits. It's even going to translate over into your life whenever you're doing things like running and lifting. Because it helps promote spinal stability, you're going to be less likely to injure yourself. Now, the push-up is largely considered the gold standard for bodyweight exercise. It is what you measure all of your calisthenics exercises by as to how much of the body they actually target when you're doing the exercise. A squat, for example, doesn't really target a lot of the rest of the body. However, when you're doing a push-up, it's going to target part of your legs, helping you keep your ability to keep them locked out. It's going to target your core, both on your abdominals and your lower back, as well as targeting a little bit of your scapular movement, your serratus muscles on the inside, your ability to push forward, as well as your triceps, your biceps, and your front delts. The push-up incorporates a large variety of your ability to move your body. However, when we look at something like the Dive Bomber or the Tiger Press, both of these exercises hit the same muscles. The Dive Bomber and the Tiger Press also hit other areas of your body that are commonly neglected, such as the glutes. And when you're doing the arching motion to get up from the push-up, you're engaging your glutes as well. It also hits your hip flexors when you're coming up into the crunching motion. And I can't think of a better exercise that's going to hit more parts of your body in a single go. However, in the case of the Dive Bomber, it is actually going to be targeting your upper delts as well as your trapezius muscles, and it's going to engage your core even more because whenever you come up from the movement, you have to really crunch in on your abdominals. And if you're doing the Tiger Press variation where you're up on your fingertips, it's also going to be hitting your forearms as well. So if you've been doing push-ups for a long time, this would be a perfect step up from your standard push-up. So in order to perform the Dive Bomber or the Tiger Press, you're going to get down like you're going into a push-up position. And after you check to make sure that you're in frame, you're basically going to go into the downward dog yoga position. Then you're going to almost like you're diving underneath of a fence. Really get your chin as close to the ground as you can. Oftentimes when I do this, my beard will tickle against the grass or against the floor of my house. And then really maintain that with the rest of your body. Make sure your chest comes as close to the ground as you can, just as your hands reach the push-up position, and then you bring yourself up. Almost like a cobra pose, but you don't really want to crane your body too much. You just want to make a nice arch in the lower back and bring yourself up, and then you're going to do that exact motion in reverse, starting by getting your hindquarters moving behind you, then bringing your chest and then your head down, really making sure you lock out with your shoulders in that top portion of the motion, as well as when you're coming up into it with the push-up portion, make sure you're locking out your elbows. Really get into it. This is going to encourage the most amount of muscular stimulation. Now, a couple of points to remember during this. Don't bend your knees. Make sure that when you're coming back up out of it, that your legs are staying nice and straight and that you're keeping tension in your core. And another thing, I wouldn't recommend going to complete failure with this specific exercise. The reason why I wouldn't recommend going to complete failure with this exercise is because your face is awfully close to the ground. And if your arms fail, you're probably not falling on your chest. Just saying. If you are going to do the tiger press variation of this exercise where you're up on your fingertips, make sure that your forearms can handle the strain. And don't push yourself. Your hands are something that you use a lot. And this exercise can be very hard on your fingers, your knuckles, and your wrists. So if you have wrist problems, I would recommend that you stick with the regular dive bomb. Another important thing to remember is to breathe through this exercise. As you come up, breathe, regardless of which portion you're doing it on. So as you reach the top of the push-up motion, inhale and breathe into the downward dog portion. As you reach that portion, inhale and breathe out into the push-up position. This is really going to make sure that you don't hurt yourself, and it's going to help you work on your breathing control while performing strenuous motions. Now, a couple of ways that you can actually work up to doing this exercise on your fingertips is going to be doing fingertip push-ups, because it's really the same sort of motion, and doing the downward dog up on your fingertips. Practicing some of these is really going to help you do it if you do want to transition from the dive bomber up onto your fingertips. However, like I said, it's real hard on those grippers. Should you find this exercise to be too difficult for you, you can always do this as a slight incline variation. And if for whatever reason you find this to be too easy, you can do a decline variation of it as well. Wow, this looks really beautiful behind me, actually. It seems my hair's come undone. Now you know why they call me Rorik Main. I'll let myself out now. Well, that's all I have for you today, my friends. If you liked this video, consider liking and subscribing. And if you'd like to help support the channel, head over to my website at coffee.com/The Lions Guild. I'll leave the link down in the description below. While you're over there, if you'd like to help support the channel by becoming a monthly member, you can get your name up here with these individuals. So until next time, I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you around the guild.